And in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, back again with Merlin
and Acci
to discuss some future stuff. Not back to the future, just future, forward-facing stuff. We're going to talk about what's upcoming, what's on the horizon, what do we have to look forward to, and possibly, well, what is the funding going to be used for that we talked about recently?
So the funding obviously will not be used with minor things like with token things or with sensor things. So we basically outsource our sales. Everything is going that route on itself. The token revision is the thing that will drive the token now. The funding round is really going into bigger things like improving the infrastructure towards future onboardings. We also have to see that we have to basically ramp up the business side of things a little bit. We want to, the roadmap going into 2023 is kind of big. You also have to see that. We want to also explore getting a foothold in Asian markets. And all now is like, because we have the core theoretically done on that part, we have to, of course, go really down the route of the data sales now. And this will also, this investment, apart from growing the network, sustaining and maintaining it whatsoever, the next big step is actually everything is going towards the data sales. There's one thing in this context, I am not quite sure if it's already out or not out yet at the time of us recording this. This is the part about the ERS credits, where basically we know that term from the old white paper, and now it will be fleshed out in a different way and become more understandable and be part of the new API data sales model. Which will also mean that this is also a future thing, that the white paper now needs an overhaul. This goes also back to the governance votes we had.
Right.
Those changes, we pushed it a little bit back, so it is actually worse doing a rather big change. So everything from the proposals will be worked in, and also the Earth credit model, which basically will exactly show how data is purchasable, in which increments, and what that means about how it's converted into planets going into the recycle bin and to the sensor owners. So this is basically explaining how everything will work. And the API that is developed and is now in the first installment for the project, not yet in the full commercial release, but this will come next, of course. This is also one of the future exciting things. It will basically show how the whole thing goes full cycle, because like obviously data sales matter a lot, and we there are a lot of things happening, which you on the PlanetWatch website you can also go into the project page.
Right.
And there, some things there are the names and the brands are not yet mentioned, because like those are ongoing projects that are testing out with the API and going into the first claiming the data and using it. And there are a few bigger names in this. I cannot say at this moment yet something. It will be released any moment, or is already. Again, at the time of recording, you never know. But the thing with the schools, like, it's rather big. And it's so everything that is in the project and in the project page that sounds rather generalistic, it is actually going to very certain things, and this is a build up now. And those projects are participating in also in the air quality data network. There are different things about sensor deployments or about access to data, and everything matters now for the next commercial version for the API with the air credits model, with the Earth credits model, where people then can see how it works, and especially the price listing to everything, and actually people from the open market can then use this and go with the API and purchase their own data. And this will be, of course, the exciting thing for 2023.
Great. And you're saying it's a open API when you purchase the data. Is that literally for anybody, or do they have to be vetted by PlanetWatch first?
This is part of the things, like in the end we will have different things here, of course. The concept is built to be decentralized and open.
Okay.
So in theory, everyone can use the API if he pays the data for it. But there will be, of course, API sort of terms of usage, and they will be released and give a bigger understanding on how this works for different types of customers. This is kind of an important thing to go by rules there. But in the end, it will be like, if you use the API and you charge it up, basically via the S credit thing, you can retrieve the data.
Okay. Well, as a data guy, obviously I'm interested in things like this and accessing stuff. So it was curious to me. You were mentioning about sensors and the projects that are coming on board, and we were just talking about accessing data. But one of the things that I think some people in the community have noticed, and we probably should acknowledge here, is that if you watch the numbers of sensors online, there are some sensors that have been going offline. And I think a lot of people are curious, is PlanetWatch concerned about these going offline and in the numbers they are?
I can. What answer should I give? It will be to some degree a political answer, but like the reality is, if the numbers go down for the sensor network, you can't say you're not worried. I mean, the reason why in the bigger picture we're not so worried is because we did some improvements to the thing to combat this trend. Obviously, obviously the whole HODLER program and that everything we already discussed is all are things to improve the token value.
Right.
Now for the midterm, until the data sales kick in, and this is the next point, we're playing kind of the long-term game here from a user side maybe, but like we're really confident in this project. And I mean, also the funding round shows you that other big people are also very confident in this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To some degree, we don't like the sensor going down and dropping out, but there are many things factoring in here. Like we have to acknowledge that the return on the big return on the small investments from the many sensor owners that might be sometimes also bigger investments didn't look so attractive now for the last I don't know how many months now already. And this is improved then again with all the new changes we make. So we really are confident that this will, from that side, be more attractive and also give more audience to the project again from people that want to buy sensors, obviously. Also, people will understand when data sales happen versus the API that there's more than the regular daily rewards and the HODLER rewards. There is still also the API data sales side of thing. And we believe it needs some traction.
Yeah.
And then there's also a mentality thing here. I mean, like, because the interest was going low because of all the things happening, obviously when licenses ran out, not everyone was really picking up on renewing them instantly.
Mm-hmm.
An important fact is also that we often see that not everyone is aware about that you can get the license extension much cheaper with PW credit.
Right.
I mean, Chris Crypto Coffee did an excellent video on it, and we're also linking it on our Discord. But still, for someone who has tapped out for some time from the project and maybe his license ran out, it's not so obvious that you can renew it with PW credit for a super cheap price. And it's only one YouTube search away from having a really good guide from Chris there, where you can simply see how it's done. It's a rather quick thing. And we believe that this will all ramp up again, those things. Especially, we also have to see that now the loyalty system so far has only been started for type 1 and 2, and type 3 and 4. It's cooking. It will be released very, very soon. I can say so much. And this will also drive back some interest. I mean, like, some people are explicitly waiting for the type 3 and type 4 because we have different kinds of people. Some are more focused at the type 1s and 2s for the outdoor network, but obviously there's also a huge interest in the other devices. We believe that some people are also holding back decisions because, for example, you get the new Ion 5 in the bundle with the Aquino. They want to see how the Type 4 loyalty system solution for that looks. This will also basically bring everything back online, and also people want to make a good decision of having all choices and getting everything via, for example, the TEA shop. And this should basically give a positive outlook on what is to come. And I mean, also, there are different things to it. Some people just want to see the token getting its value back. This is one part of thing, and the other thing is that, obviously, with our next business efforts and with the projects we're working together with, which we'll be announcing, we're also trying to build a bridge to other, not only crypto audiences, and bring the project global visibility again.
Yeah, I would kind of harp on one of the points you just made, which was, you know, there may be sensors going offline. Those sensors were not thrown off a cliff. They're not destroyed. They weren't smashed up with hammers. They still exist out there. And those users, given the right moment, the right encouragement, perhaps even the right price for a renewal that you were just speaking of, for a renewal license, those people have every opportunity to come back and likely would in the right situation. So I would just say, from my perspective as a participant, I don't view those as gone sensors. I just see them as like offline for the moment because they are tied to an account. They are sensors that could come back on at any given day and start shoving data back into the blockchain that can be turned around into a data sale. So don't count them out. They may be down for a moment.
I mean, you also have to, to some degree, although I just spoke about opening to all kinds of other markets, but crypto, I mean, we have to also acknowledge that a big part of our community has sort of a crypto mindset. And when you take that, you also have to see that there are those people who will only look on the value of the token at a certain moment and then have that mindset, is it worth to run my sensor now or not? While others are simply pushing through. And I mean, this is also a perspective, like in the whatever, you're still mining the same tokens. And if you're bringing your device back online and you're like us, also seeing the vision, looking at the roadmap and looking at the key points where, like, no one should be able to say that we're not putting effort into this and making this work again. So you can see, I mean, if you're putting even your Atmo Cube back online, it will earn 23.04 planets if you know how to set it up and everything. And every day you're missing out. I mean, it's the same with the HODLER thing. Now is also a good chance to come back, especially with the license renewals, PW credit, like we said. We should also probably link simply Chris' video down here. The thing is, it's a good moment for consolidation. We worked out troubles of the past. We're looking at a good model for this year, and everything is back, focused again at growth. you can make your decision. I still think it's a good moment to now revisit the things, get your renewal or plug your sensor again in, and watch for the things to come. And I know it's a lot to digest, but the loyalty program and the hodler pro, those are things it's really worth looking into it. And especially also follow us on Twitter, or especially on our blogs, because on the part of business and the projects we're working with, there's a lot to come in future now.
I agree. And I don't think I could end an episode any better than on a positive note like that. So I say we call it over here and we pick it up on the next episode.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that. So, and as usual, feedbacks on Discord feedback channel or in our comments down, we are always happy to see some contributions from the community. And this means not, I mean, we always like compliment the two of us, but we also especially more so like tips on what we should improve. While we always have to say, like, we have to kind of make this work on topics. We have to be reasonable with things. We can't always answer every question, but please still put in questions there. We will try to work them in, and we will try to make this work in future. And hope you're still liking the content, and see you next time.
All right. See ya.
Okay, bye.
Bye.